Basically, I've noticed from your earlier comedy, which was more a satire of life, you've turned more political in your comedy.
Well, a little more critical, socially critical. You know, it's not narrowly political really, because I don't bother with Democrats and Republicans. But in the larger sense of political, yeah, sure.
What do you see has brought you to that change?
Well, I've always drawn from three areas. I've always drawn from the English language, what I call the small world, such as what's in the refrigerator, your stuff, your dogs, your cats, how you drive. That's the little world of the small world. And then the larger world, which is the big issues, if you will, that tend to separate us and create the downward spiral that fortunately this species is in. That's the attitude I bring. My attitude is one of, let's phase this whole thing out as quickly as we can. Let's get that big comet in here. Let's get that big asteroid and set this thing back to where it was, where it should be. Reptiles.
I really liked your TV show, but
The Fox series?
yes.
Yeah, it was fun. We did some good work on it, but it's not where I belong. It's not where I fit well. It's a commercial endeavor. They're selling trucks and beer.
Yeah.
And,
It seemed to me that they sort of muffled you.
Yeah.
In a way.
yeah, we didn't pull it off exactly as we might have, but still, even under the idealist circumstances and conditions of putting together the 22 minutes each week, let's say they were just right for me, it's still a world I don't like. It's people in suits, it's managers of domains, there's this hierarchical thing, it's a commercial endeavor, there are people in fear of their jobs, it's really guesswork. Most of show business is guesswork. And then there's second guessing and jealousy and political infighting and all this stuff that has nothing to do with art. And I'm better off, as I've always been most of my life, better off as a soloist, a little independent and autonomous.
Oh, did you get to keep it?
Tony was very similar to my own dog, who was a Maltese. This little Tony was a Maltese plus Yorkie. And he looked more like a Yorkie. But he's a good little actor, and he's probably somewhere doing a hot dog commercial right now. Something.
Do you have any major plans for the future? I
Oh,
know.
well, I just finished my 9th HBO show. And yeah, that's where I pour my passion into is my stand-up, which feeds my HBO show about every 2 years. The Fox show knocked me out of that. That's another downside to the Fox show. It knocked me out of that every 2-year regularity of putting on an HBO show. It took 4 years because I couldn't do any real road work and working on things. Excuse me. So I just did number 9. Best work I've ever done in 35 years. Number 8 was also in 1992, the best thing I'd ever done up to that time. So my work, not just my own opinion of it, but what I hear from people I trust and respect, and general audience reaction. I'm on an up curve, which is wonderful at 59 to be doing your best work ever and to be heading for the peak. And the next 2 shows, HBO just guaranteed me 2 more shows, and the second one we'll do on Broadway. So I'll do another quick one. I'll do another 2-year one. And then I'll take about 3 years, and I want to put together a show with characters in it, and that is all played by me, just characterizations, voices, and things. And a little bit of staging, nothing too far away from my real strength, but enough to show people some different colors.
I remember seeing you on the first Saturday Night Live.
Yeah,
I was
1975.
about 1 year old at
Right.
that time.
But they played it back.
They played it back and back. And, do you see yourself doing any more of the situational comedy like?
Well, no, I don't think I'd ever go back to weekly commercial
sketch
television.
comedy?
No. I wouldn't mind doing sketch comedy. They don't ask me back there. I was there in 1975. I was back in 1984, and they've never asked me back. So I'm not about to, call them. I would have a lot of fun doing it because I'm much more confident about my sketch ability than I was in '75 when I refused to do any sketches. But no, I'm quite content. I go out on Friday, I come home on Monday, I do 3-day weekends, we go to 3 markets, we do 3 shows, and I work on material, I do my writing, I do my punching up and revising, and working on those 2 HBO shows I'm talking about, which I'll probably work on in parallel.
I noticed an article that said that you were more family central nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel that has influenced your comedy?
I don't think so. I've been married 35 years. Good marriage. I have one daughter, Kelly, and she's a successfully grown person and in a happy marriage herself. And I would say that stability contributed to my steady output. The fact that I could count on my family center and go do my work and do my writing without any family turmoil. You know, once we all got sober, about 20 years ago, once everybody came back from the precipice. But yeah, I don't know the effect except in an emotionally stabilizing way.
Did they come with you on any of these shows? Did
No,
they like to watch you, or
well, I
or
mean,
did they get enough of you at
they
home?
get enough of me at home, but from time to time, of course, they, you know, when I'm getting, we all came to New York for the HBO show. We live in California now. We all came to New York together for that. So at the big events, we're usually there. But life on the road is a little too tough, you know, for your wife of 35 years. If I just got married, you know, and I had a new wife, well, she'd be interested in everything. Brenda knows about the road. Brenda has a life at home. We have our little doggie there. She has her circle of friends, and so she doesn't need to be out here packing every morning at 7 in the morning or jumping into a car to drive 150 miles, you know. Not needed.
Is there anything that draws you, particularly to certain stages, like small stages? Well, this is particularly a small.
No, this is a good venue for us. I'm generally in places from 1,100 to 3,000. If it's a smaller theater, sometimes we can do 2 shows. We generally do 1 show in a theater or a concert hall. The euphemism for theater now is Performing Arts Center, or Center for the Performing Arts. But they're theaters, and that's my home. I also work casinos, which takes a little pressure off my markets and allows me to be in one place like Las Vegas, allows me to be there for 2 weeks at a time. I don't have to get on a plane every day, and I can write all day, and my wife can be with me there.
Plus you get to see Wayne Newton.
I get to see Wayne almost, I write down, just to see him at the supermarket. You know, just go down, buy a box of Ritz, and there he is.